Okay.
I'm Stella,
I'm Graham.
and you're listening to
Anything but Spielberg.
I think
Video edition.
Yeah. Bam. Okay. So what's Joe Rogan up to, Graham?
Well, he just released 7 hours ago. He released a 5-hour podcast with Tom Green.
Who's Tom Green?
He was some comedian.
Is Tom Green the guy who made Freddy Got Fingered?
Huh?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's a 2004 comedy. Got absolutely panned. So, yikes.
5 hours. It's literally 5 hours long.
Look this up.
He did some internet show. Joe Rogan called him a huge inspiration in the description of the video.
Wasn't Chappelle on Rogan this week?
Oh yeah, Donnell Rawlings and Chappelle. I clicked on it because I wanted to see Chappelle, and Dave Chappelle didn't come on the podcast for 2 hours. For 2 hours, it was just no Dave Chappelle.
Wait, so was it just Joe Rogan alone, just like vamping for that entire time?
No, there was a different comedian on. Like it was a regular podcast with a different guy, and then Dave Chappelle pops in, and he's like, "Hey, want to smoke a cigarette?"
Hey.
He was like, "Hey."
Well, that's unique. I feel like that's so common with podcasts. They'll be listening for like a while, and they won't introduce the guest for a while. So.
Yeah, it was like a clickbait. Like I felt deceived by Joe Rogan. He lost my trust.
Is podcast clickbaiting a thing?
I feel like it totally is.
Absolutely.
Like there's so many podcasts where I'm listening to podcasts but outside a lot, and that one's pretty good.
Right.
Like,
Corey told me about that one.
Yeah, in terms of like YouTube or comedy podcasts, and they'll like have guests on, but they won't come on until like in the middle or like the end, and they'll be on for like 5 minutes. Yeah, but that one's okay. I feel like I haven't been listening to a lot of good podcasts lately. We're innovating the market. We're the only good podcast that exists.
We're gonna go viral, okay? We're gonna get sponsors here.
Here's the thing. I feel like you can't get sponsors unless you're already famous doing a podcast.
Yeah, like nobody now, like we're at the down crest of the podcast wave. Like 10 years ago, it was huge. It was like anyone could do it. But now,
I feel like it's still pretty big.
Well, now it's like really anyone can do it, and everyone's making podcasts, so it's less inventive as it was back then.
That's true.
We're just criticizing ourselves.
Yeah, that was just a really slight dig on you guys, but no, not at all.
No, it definitely is, because like literally because we're affiliated through the Emerson Pods organization, which my roommate runs, but I just saw somebody the other day, August, if you know August Gladstone, started a podcast and like followed me on Twitter on it. And I'm like, hey, fuck off. Like, I'm the one with the podcast. Oh, God. So, yeah, today's a very special episode because you know what? You know who we're talking about today? We're talking about
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, our good boy, Denis Villeneuve, and we have a very special guest with us, our first ever guest on the Anything But Spielberg podcast, Reid Forman. Tell us a little about yourself, Reid.
I'll start off by saying it's really weird to be here now looking at you two from listening to it all the time. Well, like I've listened to like the episodes where like I've watched the most directors, so I'm really thankful we're talking about Denis Villeneuve because like I think he's the shit. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, I really like him. But anyway, I'm a junior in high school and I want to get into movies and stuff, like directing and screenwriting. So
fuck yeah.
That's badass.
For the audience, I know Reid because my cousin is friends with you through high school, right?
Yep.
So like you guys are just
I know, and she's in a bunch of my movies I make. Too.
That's amazing.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
She's the best.
Shout out Bryn. She's
Shout out Bryn. Ellen.
Shout out.
the dopest people I know.
Name drop.
Catch her on Ellen. But yeah, so just like super random connection, but I'm really glad you're on here with us today, Reid. It's super cool to get perspective of like somebody just a couple of years younger us, like going into the same thing that we were into like at that age.
Yeah, it's so weird to think that you've listened to the podcast. Like in my mind, it's only like Russians and Brazilians.
Number one fan. Yeah.
Wow.
That's so sick.
That's an honor. That warms my heart. I hope you know that.
I'm glad I can do that for you.
Wow.
Yeah. So what's it like going to high school right now?
Yeah.
You mean like with Corona?
Yeah.
It's just a lot of like, it doesn't feel real, and like it doesn't feel like it really matters, which is scary because the grades are still real. So I'm chugging along personally, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah. Are you guys hybrid or all online?
We're all online. Like I
Ooh.
remember we were supposed to go back November 1st, and then they pushed that back to November 15th, and then it got pushed back to November 30th, and then just yesterday it was pushed back to January 15th.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yes. So blow after blow, but I'm not even sure we'll go back January 15th. So
You guys are blowing.
I highly
man.
doubt you guys
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, I don't count on it.
Yeah,
Shout out
shit's not
Wacomic
getting better.
Valley, though.
Yeah. I mean, our classes are hybrid at Emerson. I think you can choose to be fully online, but it's like it's pretty exhausting. We just have to get tested like constantly and everything.
Yeah,
It's
we're getting
fun time.
tested 4 times a week, or once every 4 days next semester.
I did my first test like a week ago because I thought I had Corona, and I was excited because I was like, I finally get to mark off my 2020 bingo card that says I got a Corona test. Like I did it.
Yeah,
but
no,
I did not have
it's a part of the
coronavirus.
whole 2020 experience.
Did you get the bad one where it goes like up into your brain?
Well, they started to go in my nose, and I was like, "How far are we going?" But then they stopped pretty low down, so it was kind of just like it was chill.
Yeah,
That's
I like
it.
that I can control mine. That it's like I can.
No,
Yes.
but like
they
I
get
always
the
do
one-
more
the
than they
fast
say because
ones.
I want to be like very certain that I'm getting the full
I do
test.
4.
They're like swab
I do
3
4.
times. I'm like,
Yeah.
jokes
Well,
on
they
you.
did both
I'm like,
nostrils.
I'm gonna do it a couple times. Mhm. And they make you watch. They make themselves watch. They're like, I need to see you do it with my
Yeah.
eyes. And so I'm just like, I'm just gonna do this until you look over here.
Yeah, no. Honestly, there's so many mean people at that COVID testing facility. All of the nurses. are
My
so
lady
fun.
was a peach. I loved her.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure she was. You
Yeah.
Midwesterns.
So like, you know how you're not supposed to film in them? Like all the signs say like no filming at all.
Yeah.
Don't use your phone. But
Mhm.
one of my professors, Carrie Thompson, I might have to bleep that, but she's a mini.
Why did you
She's
say their
my
full name?
she's my favorite professor at Emerson. She's really amazing. And we all follow her on Snapchat. And so I get her Snapchat stories. And like every couple weeks, she posts a full Snapchat story of her getting tested. And she's like, here I am at the testing center.
So
Here
weird.
it is up my nose.
Why would she do that?
I don't know. She's iconic though.
That's sick. Wait, what does she teach?
She's in the like communications department. So she teaches speech comm and other things, I guess.
No, I hate speech.
But I don't know.
Where are you looking for colleges, Reid?
I actually talked to my college counselor yesterday. So like I'm only just starting, but I remember it was actually in one of your guys' episodes. I remember you were talking about like eventually when it came down to it, you're kind of glad you are where you were because like places like USC are like extremely cutthroat and everyone's out for themselves. And like so I was like, yeah, I just really want a positive environment. I'm cool with like any state, preferably get me out of Illinois, but I'm cool with any state. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should apply to Emerson. It's insanely expensive, but they give scholarships and financial aid.
I'll
so
definitely look into
it's definitely a thing. It's an awesome school, but it's also like makes frustrating administrative choices. But
Yeah. Like there's sometimes where it's like it's on either of the spectrum. It's on either end of the spectrum where it's either like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, why did I pay to go here? Or
Right,
like, oh man, this is like the place I'm meant to be.
Yeah,
Like this is like
Yeah.
I'm doing what I love.
Uh-huh.
And
I feel like first
there's no in
semester
between.
of like freshman year, I also felt like I don't know some level of like imposter syndrome. And like everybody's so talented, like what am I doing here? But I feel like that goes away for everyone after a bit.
Yeah, it's like once you get to know the people and you're like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. Like, how did you get in here?
But yeah,
Yeah, that's I think the biggest lesson is how many fucking idiots there are.
yeah, I'd say, and the other like thing that I searched for when I was looking for schools was like places that guarantee intellectual property rights, because a lot of the big film schools don't. And I don't know. I mean, it depends if that's important to you, but like I thought it was pretty important. So, because like if you made something that happened to be like amazing and went to festivals using school funds, if you were making that, I actually think NYU just switched up their policy recently, but like I think USC and UCLA, like if you make that there, they just retain all the rights and can make all the profits from it, which is kind of fucked.
Yeah, that
It's
sucks.
most of the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah. So just like random little things like that, I felt like ended up being big factors in my choice.
Yeah, reading the niche reviews, like and the Unigo reviews,
that's
like
important.
those, like just seeing like, and going on YouTube and being like, day in the life in this school, and like the Phoebe Lowe videos. I was on set with
the
Phoebe Lowe. I was on set with Phoebe Lowe, and it was the best time of my life. I love her.
Excited.
I love her.
Is she actually like nice?
Yeah, she is. She's such a nice person. She's so sweet. She's like a producer, and she's so helpful. She's like, she's just amazing.
Awesome. I guess, wait, I feel like, oh wait, there's one more thing I wanted to ask you, Reid, before we really get into it. So I remember vaguely Bryn telling me a story about you like years ago.
Uh-oh.
And it like, it was something about like, was it like a sing-off or a dance-off or something that you like put on for the school?
The sing-offs? Yeah.
Okay, elaborate.
It was your classic 5th grade elementary feud between me and this girl. So at recess, we promoted all week that we were going to do a sing-off. And on Friday, we finally did the sing-off. Everyone, all the football kids were coming, the kids that played on the playground, the kids who did Foursquare, all of them were lining up. We did the sing-off. I like to think that I won. And yeah, that's what the sing-off was.
Wow. I love that. That's iconic.
Sparked this to happen?
What
like sparked this to happen? What inspired the feud?
I don't know. We always just kind of had this like weird like back and forth between us that like it was just bound to happen, I feel like. But like nowadays, like she's cool. We got over it.
It's in the past. It's gone.
Right.
Water under the bridge.
I like how you said that you guys like promoted it.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah. Definitely.
Involved?
Like walking down the hallway. Hey, did you hear there's gonna be a sing-off on Friday? You know, we were doing it.
That sounds like the plot to a movie.
Gotta get publicity, word of mouth. Bad publicity is good publicity.
That's like some Judd Apatow movie shit. Like.
That's if Judd Apatow made a coming of age movie in high school.
Yes.
He's like, come to my sing off.
I feel like, I guess my 5th grade class was like 12 people. It was really small.
Oh, really? Mine was
Wait,
like
in the
32.
entire grade?
Yeah, because that was when I still went to private
school. What? The entire grade?
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys go to like a massive school though, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I had 32 kids per class, and we had 4 classes.
Yeah. I mean,
So
my
was
school
like
wasn't that big, but it was like that pretty much.
I mean, my high school was like 70 people per grade.
I think Wabanzi has over 3,000 in the whole school.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
That's like my town. That's my entire.
Yeah.
That's my town.
my town's 4,000.
Yeah, my town's 5,000.
That's crazy. But like, I guess that's just like the suburbs. I feel like it's like weird because it's like it feels so spread out, but everybody's so concentrated.
Yeah. Suburbs are fucked.
I've never lived in a suburb.
I haven't either. I don't care to.
I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
I don't know. I kind of like, maybe it has to do something. My favorite TV show of all time, shout out, is Desperate Housewives. So,
okay, wait, that's kind of valid though. Okay, continue.
So I don't know. I just love suburbs and like the sense of community, and then I love like community drama. Like I think Naperville is great because like it's got great schools. And like the downtown Naperville is genuinely fun to go to. Although I think I'm talking to the I was gonna say I think I'm talking to the wrong crowd here.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in
I
Naples
trust you.
before.
Yeah.
I've been through like the different like neighborhoods and stuff, but I don't
Uh-huh.
think I've ever been like downtown. I've just been to like the very like strip molly parts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to Chicago once for Hamilton, but we didn't go anywhere but Hamilton.
Yeah, I just like haven't spent that much time in the Midwest, I guess. I've literally just lived in like cities and then like middle of buttfuck nowhere, like in the woods. So
That's
like,
kind of cool. I
never
would
done
want to
it.
live in the woods.
I
like,
know, me too.
Yeah.
living in the woods is fun, and then you're like eventually like I really want to be around like people and like food, like live somewhere where you can get food at like past 8 p.m. Like that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like living in the city right now. I think I'll probably be in the city for a while, or a city.
Yeah. I like for right now, I like the tumult. I like the
Tumult?
turbulence. I like it.
I don't know. I feel like COVID has like kind of made the city kind of useless. It's
You're
like
right. I think we talked
all.
about this on a
Yeah,
previous
it
podcast,
kind of
but
defeats the purpose for me, but it's fine. It's fine. Boston's whatever.
yeah, it's very true. Like it kind of sucked the life out of everything, but it's still cool to be around the big buildings.
Yeah, because sometimes like this week I've been like walking around the common and stuff, and like the leaves are falling. It looks so nice. And it's like, oh, this is nice.
It's like this is heaven.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. It's Boston.
Well, sometimes you get a moment.
You get a snap, a little snap.
Yeah, you
picture.
just for a little snap.
Okay, should we go in on our boy Denis?
Yeah, so we're
Is
talking
it- wait,
about
is it
Denis
racist that we're saying
Villeneuve.
Denis?
Huh?
Wait, no, he's French. Never mind.
Denis.
No, he's French Canadian. Like whatever.
Denis.
Je crois.
For those who don't know, his name is Denis Villeneuve, but we're
Yeah.
for the purposes of this podcast, we will be saying Denis. It's funnier.
But
I think of Denis from Always Sunny, and like that's funny.
I'm just imagining that, and that's funny. But-
Okay, so let's get Graham. Why don't you give us a little bit about his backstory?
So he was born in a village, actually, according to Wikipedia. He was
Wait,
born in the
what?
village of Gently in Bequador, Quebec.
Interesting.
And his father was a notary.
I guess like my hometown is technically considered a village, but I feel like we don't really call them villages in America because that's silly.
My town is not a village. My town is actually my town is Lake City, but it's next to a river and it's a town.
When someone says village, I'm thinking like 18th century people churning butter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like horse-drawn carriage shit.
Right.
I'm thinking like
Um,
Indian, like thatched huts, like
I feel like that's not like a village. It's like a I don't know what are groups of Native Americans called?
a teepee.
Tribe.
Oh, a tribe? No,
Tribe.
but this is like after hunter gatherer. Like this is they're not nomads.
I
They've
think-
settled down. And not Indian Native American, I mean India.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not being racist, Stella.
I'm sorry I made assumptions.
It's okay.
Okay, his father was a notary.
Yeah, how about that? He
Is
got free
notary a
notaries.
job?
It is. It's like that person who it's like they sign and they confirm that it's you.
I thought it was like you like have another full-time job and you're like a notary like for fun.
That's like what it said on Wikipedia, and it didn't say anything else. It said his mother was like a homemaker.
Oh, so a housewife.
Yeah, and so I don't know how they got money.
So what I thought was hilarious is he has a younger brother who also went into filmmaking. I'm just imagining like the massive inferiority complex that brother
Yeah,
must have.
that
I
would
feel
suck.
so bad for him.
I didn't even know he had a brother.
Yeah, precisely. Like
Yeah.
I feel like somebody should check up on him.
Right. Their Thanksgiving for them this year will be awkward.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad that they
literally
don't.
every year they're just like showing up and just
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, Denny, we really liked your new movie." Oh,
Yeah.
fucking Mark. I get well. Harrison Ford wasn't in it, so
It's got to be so insulting that they're not doing like Sadfie Brothers move, where they're not like teaming up and doing it
Yeah,
together.
dude.
Yes.
It's like, hey, or like the Coen brothers, like, I'm here too. And he's like, no, I'm doing this one alone.
No, I actually want this to be a me thing, and not so much a you thing. Also, his brother went to Concordia, and I was just like, that's crazy that he didn't become bigger, because Concordia is like, I didn't actually end up applying to Concordia because it's like they get fucking like 20,000 applicants a year for their film school, and they accept like 9 applicants.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're like super exclusive, but their school's so cool. And Canadian tuition is super cheap.
But it's in Canada, isn't it?
It's in Montreal.
That's kind of cool, but I feel like I wouldn't want to be in Canada.
Why not?
I don't know. Well, it's free weed. You'd get free weed, and so that's a plus.
Healthcare.
That's true. That's true. I guess it would be okay. It'd be okay, but I don't know.
I know what you mean. I'm like not gonna move to Canada, but
Yeah,
I feel
but
like I'd move to like a Norwegian country before I moved to Canada. Actually, no.
yeah, like Canada is too similar. Like if I'm going foreign, I'm going all the way.
Dude, I want one of those dollar houses in Italy.
Dollar. Oh, I saw that video. Yeah.
They're
That'd
giving
be so
houses
cool.
away in Italy for $1 to anybody who'll like renovate them.
And it's like this quaint little village. Now that's a village.
Bringing us back. That's what I call a callback.
Yes. Full
We're
circle.
advanced on this podcast.
Advanced comedy techniques here and only here.
So Dennis also played hockey, but he said he was very bad at
Did
it.
he really? I did not pick Dennis out to be a hockey guy.
He doesn't look like it when you look at his
Not
pictures.
at all.
That one where he's got the scarf.
Yes. I think that's like his IMDb picture.
Not a hockey player.
Wait, I can't picture him.
Like
off the top
maybe
of my head.
figure skating, but don't see hockey.
No, he doesn't give me figure skater vibes. I don't
Maybe
actually
in,
like his
in
face.
another life. He's got a chubby face.
Yeah, his face kind of like bums me out a little bit, but whatever.
It sags. He needs a facelift, honestly.
It's so mean, Graham.
I don't really mean it. I don't mean it. He's not going to take my advice.
Denis Villeneuve could be
Yeah,
listening to this podcast
he's
at
listening
this
right
moment,
now.
like crying, like sobbing.
I hope
Like,
I really
can't
get
believe
to him.
Graham thinks of me like this.
Fuku.
Yeah, no, I don't like the way he looks.
No, he's like it's kind of disappointing. Like I feel like Charlie Kaufman is like exactly how you picture him to look. Like
Oh,
he's like
absolutely.
this little old Jewish man, and he's like, "Hey, let me make my movie."
Well,
But
so is Wes Anderson for that matter. Wes Anderson's exactly how you'd imagine him to look.
but he's so creepy. Like it's too creepy. Like it kind of ruins the movies. Like Charlie Kaufman enhances it.
Tarantino looks exactly like how you think he would look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Especially the feet scenes.
Yes,
You're like, oh, that makes sense.
that's where most of it comes from.
Yeah, so Graham and I were saying right before this, I mean, because this is technically the season finale, it's the last one we can record before we go off to break. So I think next season, you just gotta go crazy and like do Marvel movies and then Tarantino and
Yes.
just like do
Nolan.
Adam Sandler movies, Christopher Nolan, just really ruin our careers.
Yeah,
Yeah. We've got spicy, we've got flaming
hot. Take.
We've got flaming hot takes.
hot takes. Hot.
Okay, but that's for another time. That our
Yeah.
Tarantino opinions can wait.
That's our plan. That's our plan.
Yeah, but I believe he played hockey. I get those vibes. Also, like everybody in Canada plays hockey.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a fact.
and in Minnesota.
Oh,
it was
I
like
thought
a
that was a fact,
pastime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It was
know,
like you're
every
forced.
single citizen in Canada has to play hockey. Greg, did you ever play hockey?
Recreationally, like for fun with my family, but not professionally or varsity. I wasn't on varsity hockey, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But I liked skating. I like not figure skating, but just like going out on the rink every once in a while on the
I've
ice.
never skated before.
Fuck you.
I don't think I have either.
Yes, solidarity.
Too much
What?
fun. I don't think I have. Like I think I was going to in Chicago once, but the line was just way too damn long. So we tried to sneak in, but then that didn't work.
Wow. There's just like a field or a couple because they moved it, and they just do a bunch of water in it and like put up some wood, and that's the ice skating rink. So they just freeze a bunch of water in the winter.
That water field. Yeah.
It's just a field with a
yum.
bunch of water in it.
You know, I think I did the same thing. I wanted to skate in the common, and then the line was too long. But like
Yeah.
so in Vermont, you have to be 21 to rent skates, which is just the dumbest thing ever. Because you can be 18 to buy like a submachine gun, but like,
Right.
God forbid you want to ice skate, you can operate a motor vehicle.
You can go to war.
You can fight in a war. You can kill people.
You can fight in a war, but you can't see those dirty magazines.
But don't let him have the ice skates.
No ice skates and no pornography.
Wait, porn's not 21. Porn's 18, right?
I definitely think it's 18.
It's definitely 18. I'm stating porn off of legal reasons this entire time.
I've been waiting.
I love that. You just think the cops are coming. That's so good.
Anywho, Denis, he went to the University of Quebec in Montreal, and then started making movies, I guess. I've never heard of anyone going to the University of Quebec at Montreal.
Yeah, it's like not the best school.
I feel like it's UT at Austin, where it's like, why is it that name?
I looked. I mean, the big ones in Montreal are Concordia and McGill.
Yeah, well, McGill. I've heard McGill.
McGill's the fancy one.
Yeah.
Their dorms are insane. They're like actual hotel rooms.
Let me look this up. McGill dorms.
Like the W,
fuck,
like,
man.
But like
That's
all
insane.
The time.
Fuck. But Emerson dorms are pretty cool, though. I have to say, I like them. They got good views.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, it's the views do matter. I think my freshman year view is the best view I'll ever have in my entire life.
Yeah, this is the best view I'm gonna have in my entire life too, and I'm soaking it in. Sometimes I just sit and I just look at the window, and I'm just like, and I just look.
So yeah, I feel like I couldn't find a lot on him past that. I feel like he's not a very he just makes movies. It's fine. That's fine. That's all he does. That's okay. He doesn't have a personal life, but that's okay.
He's a private man.
He's a private man.
Isn't he married? Does he have children?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I shouldn't have asked the question.
I
didn't know.
I feel like that doesn't fit him. A family doesn't fit Denis.
He's married to cinema.
Cinema.
Right. Wait, no, he is married. Tanya Lapointe.
Lapointe?
That's a cool name.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Jean Bell.
Yeah, I don't know who she is. Yeah, so he's married. That's cool. Good for him.
That's cool.
What
I'm glad he doesn't have kids.
Impressions of his work in general.
First of all, vibes.
Very much
I think that
vibes,
has to be said.
Yeah.
Also badass. Badass. But like done really well. Like I think he does genres really well, where he takes like certain tropes and just really explores the genre in a serious way. And like I think A24 like is doing I'm not being like I don't have an A24 lighter or anything. Like I'm not like that, but
I think I have an
they do
A24
genre
pen
really
here
well.
somewhere.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Just Emerson and our A24 merch. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I didn't even think about that, like using like the archetypes of the genre and like just like maxing it out, but he definitely does do that. But like Jesus Christ. So today I watched, actually, should I get into that? Yeah, I will. Today I watched Sicario for the first time, and I rewatched some of Prisoners, and like I'm like not happy. Like they were good movies, but like I feel like they weren't good for my psyche or my well-being.
Yeah.
Or
I only watched. Oh,
or no,
yeah.
I was gonna say for me, I also watched 3 of his movies today. I really went
Oh
all
goodness.
to the show. And it was just not like the movies are great, but that's just not like a fun experience.
No.
It's like you need to take a break in between to take like a cold shower and just reevaluate life.
Yeah, have moments like of your own thoughts to like
Yes.
get away from that because it's really a lot.
Yeah, I only watched Prisoners, and it was like I had to break it up halfway through. I'm like, this is a 2.5 hour long movie. Like, I need to finish this tomorrow. Like, it's
I remember I rented that movie and didn't tell my parents because it was rated R back in 2013 when it came out.
Dude, wait,
So-
how old were you in 2013?
Whoa.
So that was 70. So I was like 10.
no.
So little 10-year-old me watched all 2 hours and 30 minutes of Prisoners like at 1 a.m. because I needed to wait until my parents were sleeping. But it's one of my favorite movies, I gotta say. I really
That's
loved
awesome.
it.
But I love like those little experiences of you of like where you feel like you like really like were excited to watch something and it felt like something that was like so personal to you at the time because like it was only you watching it and then it just like affected the way you saw movies. I feel like that's something that is like kind of universal with all people who like get into this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like everyone has that one movie where it's like when I saw this, it was like it clicked, and it was like, oh, you can do that? Like, whoa, that's insane.
Definitely.
Yeah, but also in a similar vein of like the fucked up movies you watch too young, I watched Deliverance when I was in like I was probably like 10 or 12 or 11, and that was a fucked up movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen Deliverance.
It's like they go on a canoeing trip and the hillbillies hunt them. And it was like in the 70s. And like, it looks like where I live, like the woods and everything. Like it was shot in like Georgia, but it was like, it's just like the wilderness.
I guess I remember I watched The Matrix when I was like, around 7 or 8.
I remember I had a friend who on the playground, we were in like 5th grade, and he would come up to everyone and he would go like with like the jump rope, like the plastic casing for the jump rope where it was like just a little like pill. He'd come up to everyone and go, you want the red pill or the blue pill? And everyone's like, oh, the Matrix, that's from the Matrix.
Sick reference, bro.
It was so cool. It was like, you saw the Matrix?
I love that. I also said, I feel like the fucking I hate that I'm gonna do this right now. The mise en scène of I know. The mise en scène of his movies is like so specific, and it's like this specific kind of like I'm articulating this so badly. Like I guess the vibes is a better way of putting it, but like the angstiness or the moodiness, it's like none of his movies have a particularly like bright outlook on anything at all. But everything up to like the visuals, the sound design, like the shot design, like all aspects just depict a world of like grim, which I feel like is an interesting choice, like because that's like pretty much all of his movies.
Yeah, and also like an element of like commercialized slow cinema where it's like really kind of toned down and like a lot of long establishing shots, and like it's a lot of just hanging in the air, and that's the vibes for sure.
That's the vibes.
To me, he's like, I think Denis is like a mixture of like the best of Nolan and the best of Fincher, because like Fincher has that like really grim outlook on life in a lot of his movies as well, and Nolan has like he really gets down like these like big ideas, grand cinema, and I feel like it's a really positive mixture of the two.
I totally agree with that. I mean, I feel like the issue I have with Nolan sometimes is like I guess spoiler for our future Nolan episode. There's not. It's more targeted towards mass audiences, I guess, which sounds really pretentious of me now that I'm saying it out loud. But like it's a lot more tailored towards mass appeal, which is fine. It's whatever. But I think that Villeneuve does that to a certain extent, but in a way that's still like very stylized and artistic, which you don't see a lot in like the mainstream.
Yeah,
I forgot my water in the kitchen.
I also think Fincher and like the visual stylings and like, because Fincher always gets Jeff Cronenweth, or however you say that fucker's name, to DP all his movies. It's like, it's not Cronenworth, it's Cronenweth, like ENTH, I think. But it's like where Fincher is very like precise and very like exact and like on the dot. I feel like Denis is a little more free form and a little more fluid. But there is still that strong like artistic stylization.
One of the best things about Villeneuve's movies is Roger Deakins' cinematography.
I was just gonna say, really, anyone could be successful if you're friends with Roger Deakins.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be big right now if I was friends with Roger Deakins.
Me too. I feel like I could do a lot if I had him on tap.
Definitely make it somewhere.
I also put down Johan Johansson, who's like scored most of his movies because the score is always amazing. And whoever does sound design, because the sound design is always impeccable. And I'm assuming that he has like one like supervisor each time that he goes to, because it's like pretty uniform across the board. I could be wrong though. Who knows?
Yeah. Certainly. Also, Johan Johansson, what a name. What a name.
What a name.
Yes.
It's a fantastic name.
I feel like I could be successful if I had a name like that.
One could only hope.
Wheelerson.
Gramuelson.
No.
I think it shows promise, but whatever.
We need to workshop it.
Movies?
Yeah.
What was his first one?
So he did a lot of just shit before Prisoners that I've never heard of or seen.
It's all foreign movies, I think. I was like, I don't have time to delve into these.
No.
Exactly.
We didn't either. And they're not even like foreign movies. They're like Canadian movies, but like in French Canadian, which like whatever.
It's the worst kind of foreign.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're in Spanish. In my defense,
they are.
I looked him up. I was looking into
Mexican?
him. Yeah.
What's his genealogy?
Oh wait. Okay. Well, now you guys have me second questioning myself. Let me see.
I mean, you could absolutely be right. I have no clue.
You're probably right. I just looked at the titles and I'm like, fuck this.
I just saw that he was French and I'm like, they're probably French. Why? He's just like circling around me like a shark. I just need this cat to get on my lap so she'll stop.
But yeah, Prisoners. I saw Prisoners yesterday, and it was very good. Let me pull up my notes. I have my notes on my computer. So the first thing I want to mention about Prisoners is that the mentally ill, mentally challenged man in it, his name is Alex Jones.
Yes, I do remember watching that.
You anyone pick up on that?
Easter egg.
Yeah, is that intentional? Like, what?
I think it has to be because it's a recent movie. Like it was in like 2013, you said.
Yeah.
And so like Alex Jones was like on the internet and like big by then.
Except but I also don't feel like Denis is the type of guy to have that like biting social commentary.
But like, what is he trying to say about Alex Jones?
Is he trying to call Alex Jones the R word?
This is his way of like being problematic, just like in a way that's non-detectable, I guess, non-traceable.
He's like, I'm gonna make a beautiful piece of art to
say this mean thing about Alex Jones.
Yeah.
God, yeah. It must have been unintentional. I think it was unintentional.
Yeah.
But it'd be funny if it wasn't.
But I really like the movie. Other than that, like that's
Wait,
a
have
minor
you
point.
seen? Have either of you seen that video? I keeps getting recommended on my YouTube, but it's like Alex Jones as like an indie folk song.
I love that video.
It's just all of his rants edited to sound like just like a soft indie song, and it's so nice.
It's a great video. It's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
It's really
I'm gonna
high
check that
quality.
out.
Yeah,
it's
put that one on
definitely
your
worth
list.
watching.
And it's done really well. Like the auto-tune, it's like convincing. It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
There was also the one that was like Bernie's 6-hour filibuster, but make it lo-fi, and it's just like lo-fi beats to Bernie doing a 6-hour filibuster.
But the raw one is actually like super satisfying just to hear him talk about like
I've never listened
income
to the full
inequality.
thing.
I haven't listened to the full thing, but I've skipped around.
Yeah. How's Illinois doing post-election? I feel like, wait, did they go blue?
Yeah. Well, we always do, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
For some
yeah.
reason, I thought.
Well,
you were
it's because of Chicago.
Oh yeah, that makes
So
sense.
yeah, we're always blue. But no, it's a positive environment over here.
That's good. Yeah, I feel like I don't know why I thought that there'd be more Trumpers out there, but like I don't know.
Well, definitely in like the the part I live in, or like the suburbs in like northern and southern Illinois. But like the closer you get to Chicago, the less and less there is.
That's good. Yeah, honestly out here people have been pretty joyous. I feel like we didn't get quite the same thing as New York with like people like screaming and stuff, but like I remember when Biden got announced that he was like elected, it was like fucking like I heard like people screaming in the streets and like honking and stuff, and I was like, okay.
I like the fake Berkeley Beacon Instagram post where they were like Emerson students getting the frat party experience they never got by just going out and partying in Boylston Street.
Yeah, I saw
Like
that.
on the corner.
Yeah, I was here. I was not there for that, but I feel like that's not a great idea. But
It just was it was really stupid, really. It was just like, oh, let's go scream and wave some flags. And it was just like, oh, like, ew. Ugh.
I mean, like, yay, like Trump's gone, but now we have Biden.
Yeah, I get it. But like when it's like midnight and you're still out there, it's like, okay, come on. Like, what are you going to do today?
Yeah. But like, I'm saying like is Biden like really something to celebrate? Like, it's like,
No.
yeah, cool.
No.
The one guy's gone, but like, then we got this guy.
It's like, whew. Okay, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just more fish to fry. Not bigger, just more.
Yeah. But, and cars honking, like I woke up to the cars honking and it was just like, what the fuck is going on?
That was like, I remember one time, it was either Red Sox or Patriots parade woke me up. I was
Oh,
mad about
fuck.
that.
That's ugly.
I'm glad that the Boston sports teams didn't win anything this year.
Me too. I need my beauty sleep.
I'm so tired of us winning things.
Me too. It's so much work.
And then we have to do makeup classes. Like,
Exactly.
I don't give a shit.
We have to do a Friday schedule on a Saturday. I can't.
Which I've still had to do the semester. I don't know about you.
Huh?
Anytime a professor's been sick, they've made me do a makeup class.
No.
And then like anytime we've had to have like a day off for like Labor Day or whatever, they make us come in on Saturday.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
No, we don't do that.
You just have cool professors then.
Kind of.
Yeah,
They're
my
not really
professors
that
are
cool.
not chill. Whatever. Sorry, professors, if you're listening to this.
I'm gonna rate you a 1 star and rate my professor. Boof. Fuck you.
Well, have I told you about my psych professor, Denis? Kidding. We can bleep that out. Denis. Yeah, related. He's just like living proof as to why professors like shouldn't get tenure. Like tenure shouldn't exist. Like he's like so old. Like he literally shouldn't be teaching. He like every single class we have to wait 20 minutes for lecture to start because he has to call in somebody from tech support to show him how to turn on the projector.
I've heard that's the case about Greg Payne, the head of the comm department. He's like 90. And he's on Carrie Thompson's Snapchat story constantly.
This is the second time you brought up Carrie Thompson's Snapchat story in this podcast. Just want to point that out.
It's like one of my main like entertainment sources, honestly. Like every day. She's like, look at the hydrangeas.
Now I'm curious. I don't know
I'll
who
send
she
you
is.
her Snapchat. And
Okay.
I'll send Reid the Snapchat too.
Yeah.
Great.
So we can all watch Carrie Thompson's Snapchat story.
We can all gossip about Carrie Thompson. Because Corey and I had a class together with her, and now we just gossip about her constantly. Corey does his impression. Hot goss.
Hot gas.
But-
okay, so wait,
Yeah,
let's actually talk about a movie.
Yeah, I really like Prisoners. Prisoners was really good, and it was a very beautifully shot film. It was just like,
Yeah, the
it
shit was
very
really
visually,
dark.
holy fuck.
I saw it a while ago, so I rewatched some of it today, and like, God, I wrote down, what did I write down? All Hugh Jackman wants is to sing, but all I want is to see him suffer.
He
Which,
suffers
like,
a lot too.
Like, all he wants to do is like Broadway shit and like shit where he's doing musicals, and I don't care. I don't want to see the musicals. I will watch him be in pain and be sad because he's a better actor at that.
And he's so good at it too.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a good Broadway, like, in my opinion. I haven't seen anything, but
That is a hot take.
like, I didn't see Greatest Showman. Like, I hate Greatest Showman just on principle alone.
I waited so long to watch Greatest Showman, but I finally watched it. What a charming little film.
Really?
I really enjoyed it. And Hugh Jackman.
I know people who like it, and I know people who hate it.
he
I
was
know
also
people who
in
like it way too much.
Greatest Showman. Oh yeah, like occasionally I'll like put on a song, or no, I'll watch that one video where they did at like the initial table read, where they're like singing the song, and the one girl was like scared to sing it, but then she finally sang it, and like everyone was crying. It's like, that's a fun video to put on, but it's enjoyable. But Hugh Jackman in this movie, I think this is his best performance he's ever given. So good.
Yeah, I can't get behind musical theater type stuff so much.
I like musical theater, but Hugh Jackman needs to stay separate.
I mean, like, I like doing musical theater, but I can't really like get into it now.
Yeah, I like classic shit, like shit that, like, yeah, it's like almost mining the nostalgia.
I like old, really Jewish Broadway.
Yes.
Like 1970s extremely Jewish Broadway productions. Mwah, amazing.
Yeah. I like Jews.
You can't say that.
My best friend Corey Mack is Jewish. I love the culture. I love the Torah.
I guess it's not racist.
Jesus was Jewish, right?
Yeah.
There you go. How could you hate Jesus?
You're an atheist.
Are you telling me?
Aren't you an atheist?
I'm probably agnostic. I was probably agnostic. I don't know. I think there's definitely God somewhere.
No, that's nice.
What about you? Hey, Reid, are you? What do you believe in God?
Technically, I think I'm a Presbyterian.
But like, what do you think you are really?
Yeah.
We can cut it out if you don't want people hearing.
Well, for me, it's like I want to believe that there's just like something bigger than us, but just like it's a challenge for me because when you really think about it, it's like, did that really happen? I'm just like, did Noah's Ark really happen? Like, are we all getting behind that? So it's challenging. Like, I do want to believe in that stuff and that there is an afterlife. So, but you know, those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I grew up Christian, like Southern Baptist Christian, and that's whatever. But I'd say now I'm just more nihilist atheist, but like optimistic nihilism. Like, I'd say I'm like a humanist, I guess. I think there's value in human life, even if there is no like spiritual greater force. But that's just me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know. Honestly, like, I feel like I'm talking out of my ass because it's.
I am
like,
too. I don't fucking know anything.
Exactly, and so I don't know. But I hope there's a God, and like
I feel like I don't want there to be an
did
afterlife.
ask it a
Right.
couple times, so who knows?
I feel like I'd get pissed if I died and then there was more life that I have
Yeah.
to like do.
I think that's it. And I think that's why suicide is not like you won't get anywhere because you're just gonna pop right back out even worse than where you were.
What?
Like if you commit suicide, it's like not that you go to hell, but like I think like whatever like that you got bad momentum. Like you don't want to go out of this life with that
Bad
momentum.
vibes all around.
Right.
Yeah, I think like the moment you die, it's like that's the momentum. Like that's really
I
important.
kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah. Gandhi, he said when he was assassinated, he didn't say like ow or like you get him. He said God. He said Ram, which is the name of God.
He said something after he was assassinated?
He said God. He said the name of God.
Like,
So, like, as he
a
was
couple
dying?
weeks later?
Yeah, it was like he got shot and he said Ram and then he died.
Whoa.
And like supposedly
so
like
good
in
momentum.
Hinduism that means like you're enlightened and you die and then you're free.
That's cool.
So
Good for him.
that's Gandhi for you.
Okay.
I want to get
Shout out
enlightened, but I don't
Gandhi.
really want to put in the work.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Like I want to like ascend to a higher spiritual plane or whatever, but I feel like that's like too much. Like
I gotta
I'd
focus
rather
on this
play
shit. I
video
gotta get
games
I
than,
gotta
like,
do
watch
finals.
movies.
But yeah, I'm also the blinking. I love the blinking in Prisoners. That it
Dude,
was a
Jake
bold move.
Gyllenhaal, like
So good, so good.
I was like watching that movie also today, like as my contacts were drying out, and I was like, yeah, I feel it. Like
I know.
when
Whenever
your
I get an
contacts
eyelash
are,
in my eye, I'm
drying
like.
out. Literally, yeah. Like
But
little mannerisms like that are sick.
it was a good move, and the tattoo.
Yeah. Honestly, Jake Gyllenhaal with tattoos can get it.
I like it, and like his hair too, like as a detective.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah,
Prisoners
they're
has I think the ending to Prisoners is in like my favorite endings of all time. Like the last 30 seconds of that movie where he's it's just I love that ending so
You
much.
can spoil it. We're a spoiler accepting.
Oh, okay.
podcast.
Yeah, so when
Yeah.
So when Jake Gyllenhaal hears Hugh Jackman like whistling under that thing, it's like it's just so good that it just leaves you on that thing because it's like a dark ending and it's really grim because even if he climbs out of that hole, he's still gonna have to face the charges for literally kidnapping and torturing that one man. So like, it's just really dark. Great.
Yeah.
And it was like the moment, the editing of it was like it was like Lady Bird. You remember the end of Lady Bird?
Yes.
Where it was like it cut mid-breath. It was like, whoa, that's the end of the movie. But here it was like they led you on a thread. It was like a fucking thread of Jake Gyllenhaal's acting. That was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, end of the movie.
And they teased the whistle like the whole movie because the daughter was like, I lost it or something. And it's like, you finally see that. And that's the final frame the movie ends you on. Really good.
I love that. And like, I don't know, I keep thinking of the word valence because of our coding, but I don't want to use it because I feel like that's violating my NDA. But like, it's such dark valence.
It's true. On a scale of 1 to 5, it'd be 1 dark.
Yeah, I don't know. That movie really unsettles me, but it's really good. It's just like you just see my cat leap back there. Oh, she's not something over. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that it makes me feel uncomfortable, but like in a fun way. Also, Paul Dano's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
Paul Dano playing like people I hate. Good.
Well, he's playing the Riddler in the new Batman.
Yeah, I thought he got taken off of that, but apparently he's back on.
Oh no, yeah, he was back on. Originally, it was gonna be Jonah Hill.
Yeah, I saw that.
Riddler.
I don't like that.
Yeah, he got taken. I think he asked for like more than Robert Pattinson was getting.
What?
And no offense, I think Paul Dano's a little bit of a lighter paycheck. So,
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Jonah Hill's like fine. I feel like
2-time Oscar nominated Jonah Hill.
Yeah. I mean, he was good in Maniac, but like that's like his first major serious role. He needs like more ground under him before he like is really like, I'm a serious actor.
He can't demand. He can't start demanding.
Hold on, I need to go back into the living room because my battery's at 5%, and I'm gonna get water before I move on to the next movie. We'll cut this out.
Hey. Hi, Sky. Come here. Don't go in there. Go back.
Come back in here.
Yeah, go back in there. Go back in there.
She's gonna meow the entire time if she doesn't.
Intermission.
Okay, so one more point. The last point I want to say about Prisoners is that Stella, as a screenwriter, I thought you would like the irony that Hugh Jackman is a prepper, and it's like his whole character that he's prepared for everything, and then the worst thing ever possible happens to him, like right under his nose. And
I think the quote of the movie that stands out to me is like, pray for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yes.
I've taken that with me for a long time.
I like the Lord's Prayer bit too in the intro.
Yes.
No, totally. And I don't know, there's like strong religious themes throughout. Actually,
Yeah.
I think he kind of throws, I can save this for later, but I think he throws some religious allegory in all of his movies.
Yeah, I would agree.
Take with that what you will. This is just our God episode, apparently.
Oh, well, the last one I just edited was also, we called it our God episode. That was the Enlightenment episode.
Wait, what?
The one we just posted, I think. That was the
Edgar
Enlightenment
Wright one?
Yeah, the Edgar Wright one. That was the Enlightenment one.
Really?
Yeah. There you go.
I don't remember that one.
It's true.
I don't remember on any of our given episodes what we talk about.
I do because I listen to them.
Oh yeah, you do.
But up next, let's move to Enemy, which in the notes I wrote down artsy fartsy metaphors.
Okay, I watched this movie today for the first time.
Oh, what'd you think?
So I'm ready to talk about it. It was like right when the movie ends, and there's that honestly terrifying final scene where he's like, Helen, and then he like goes into the back and she's like a big ass spider crawling in in the room. And then it ends on that frame and Jake Gyllenhaal is just kind of like looking at it. It was really weird, but I felt like the movie was like just did enough to bring you along so you weren't completely lost the whole time. And then that's when I started doing my research afterwards and was like, wait, they were the same person the whole time? What? But no, I really enjoyed it.
I've never seen it.
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh, spoilers.
Oh, it's fine. I'm probably not going to watch it. I literally have so much to watch.
It was very like Denis Villeneuve doing an art house movie, and he was like, "This isn't gonna make sense, man. Like, I'm gonna put spiders in here."
He did it before he did Prisoners. Actually, it just got released afterwards.
Oh shit!
Which makes sense to me because Prisoners feels like a bigger movie.
Yeah,
and it was like
absolutely.
very small and contained. So, but I liked it.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
I liked it. I thought that it was like it was his mood and his like fucking shit done really well in like a toned down, like you said, it was like a closet episode or whatever they call it, where it's like it was like an episode of the Twilight Zone too, where it was like this shit is weird and it's done like so well. And I'm describing it idiotically, but that's okay. Yeah, but it's not my favorite. It's definitely not my favorite one of his movies, because I think he did go a little overboard with like it doesn't need to make sense, man.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna make an art movie, and I think he makes like I think Arrival was like that, but done really well, where it does make sense, and that's because that was written by like a different person.
I still feel like Enemy. Even if you're just looking at it from the surface, I feel like there's some stuff you can take away from it. Like the Jake Gyllenhaal thing is pretty cool, where you think he's like, it's like a wife swap, like one of those reality TV shows.
I love Wife Swap.
Yeah.
Enemy is an episode of Wife Swap.
Yes. If Denis Villeneuve directed an episode of Wife Swap, but I don't know, and it's just fun. It's fun to watch a movie that like promotes conversation, that you can like go online and research and see what other people think is about, and or get what other people think what the spiders meant. You know, it's intriguing.
I totally get that. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I think because I haven't seen it in a long time, so I think if I rewatched it,
Yeah.
would
Well, I'm
be-
really fresh on it.
yeah, because it was very metaphorical. It was very
Yes.
symbolic.
I just like I feel like I confuse that with Donnie Darko in my head a lot because they're both Jake Gyllenhaal and they're
Oh,
both
yeah.
like very artsy and like dark or whatever. So
And
it's
it's like
like
the Twilight Zone.
my brain cannot differentiate them.
Enemy is a way better shot than Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko's
And Donnie Darko's a lot older
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
Enemy makes use of like yellow lights, where it's just like the whole time you kind of feel like hot and sticky, as a like similar to the thing he does in Sicario, where it's just like you're in the moment and it's like you're along with the characters. Whereas I think movies like Arrival and Prisoners have like a blue color palette to them. So
Yeah,
I like
totally.
both of it. I like his blue and yellow movies. Blade Runner's like the rainbow.
Yeah, he makes really good use of like color palette and
Mhm.
like color temperature with his like lights and everything. Like especially in Prisoners and like the contrasting of like way different color temperatures. Like it's so satisfying.
Mhm.
But they're like different color temperatures, but they still kind of I don't know. Probably isn't correct color theory, but they still like kind of like exist on the same like spectrum or something, to where like it doesn't feel out of place, or it doesn't
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
you're not seeing it and being like, oh, that's contrasted against like what I have been seeing. It still like feels like it fits in the world. That, like,
Yeah, it feels real, is
Oh,
what
yeah.
it does. But like maybe an exaggerated sense of realism, but
It's really beautiful. Like Roger
Mhm.
Deakins, fuck, man.
dude, that guy,
Fuck.
you can get the fuck out of here.
He's so old too. Like I don't know how he does it. Yeah, but Jake Gyllenhaal again. Like I feel like
really good.
I
Yes.
just want to emphasize. Also, Nightcrawler, Stella, you need to see Nightcrawler.
I
Oh,
haven't seen Nightcrawlers.
so good. Steady hands, steady hands. So good.
He's got the
Again,
eyes. where he's
it's
like,
literally just that one. There's just one specific movie poster for a Nightcrawler that dissuaded me from seeing it because Jake Gyllenhaal looks so fucking stupid.
his eyes are like.
Find it and I'm gonna screen share because I need you guys to know what I'm talking about.
I like the one poster where it's like a close up on like this hat, like part of his face.
Yeah, I know. I like
Yes.
that one. Yeah, this is like I think the main poster of it, but he looks really dumb.
It's like I think they call it like whatever that after World War II pop art, where it was like the comic book style, where it was like tick tock tock tock.
Yeah, like I think Andy Warhol did some of that, right?
Yeah, I got it. Maybe.
That guy. That guy's doing all kinds of stuff. Okay, wait, can I screen share? This fucking shit.
He looks so
Look
awkward.
how ridiculous he looks.
Yeah, he's just like standing there.
He's so awkward. He needs to tuck his shirt in too,
And the hair isn't doing him any favors either.
or his eyes, or his
Right.
gauntness.
like why is he standing like that? I hate it. I hate it a lot. And it made me not want to see the movie.
But like it's interesting. This poster, like, it makes you think it's like a Fast and the Furious movie
Yeah,
in a way.
and it's like the lighting is all off on the car too. Like
Yeah.
and him, like it looks so photoshopped.
Yeah.
like what, like his face. What?
From the producer of Drive.
Look like that. I'll stop. I get so angry about aesthetic choices and design.
It's true. It's a bad poster.
It is a bad poster. Maybe I'll watch it eventually. I have to code so many movies.
Yeah.
I claimed all the Cube movies. I've talked to you
I
about
saw that.
because I fun times. I watched some bad movies this week.
I hate that. Which movies?
I'm going through I'm trying to go through as many 2020 releases as I can, like all the indies. I know. I
Which
watched.
ones?
I've watched a bunch of them. Let me pull up my letter. I'm doing it. I'm bringing Letterboxd into the conversation.
Everybody follows Stella on Letterboxd.
I don't think anybody follows me on Letterboxd.
I don't know why anyone
I'll
would.
follow
Like,
you on Letterboxd.
Wait, what's your Letterboxd? Let me look you up on Letterboxd.
Me? I'm okay. It's just I think it's Reid Forman.
Reid Forman. And then I'll add
I
you.
tend to be positive with films. Yeah.
I don't
Never
really
write
do
reviews.
ratings. I just like making lists for years because that like tickles my OCD in a very fun way.
I just got OCD over quarantine. I was like, I need to rate every movie I've ever seen.
You see, that's why I haven't rated any, because like as soon as I start rating them, I need to rate all of them.
Yeah. I'm like, I've seen that one. I need to do that one.
The only times I rate movies are right after I watch them. So these are like just what I've been watching. The past 30 movies I've watched.
How do you find people on Letterboxd?
Just go to
It's
search.
like you go to search and then you have to filter it to just members.
Members
Yeah,
or
this
HQ?
week I watched How to
There's
Build a
Dave
Girl
Foreman.
at Arkansas and VFW, and they were all and Possessor. None of them were good. None of them were
That's
bad.
sad. Because I wanted to go see Possessor.
It's maybe worth seeing. I was disappointed.
Okay.
I thought it was just like an action movie kind of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like more of a horror movie and like be like more psychological and stuff, but it kind of just turned into an action
I thought it was going to be
movie.
like a art house movie.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Oh.
It was still like, it was good. It was interesting, like some of the choices that they made, and like what's her name, who's the lead, did a good job, but it was still like some of the acting was pretty bad.
Except I think the lead was in the remake of The Grudge that came out at the beginning of the year.
Oh, I didn't watch that. That's one of the ones I like downloaded it and then never watched it.
God awful. It set the tone for 2020 going forward. It was the first movie I saw in theaters.
It's The Grudge's fault that coronavirus is here. Yeah. I still have I'm thinking of ending things as my top this year. I feel like that's probably going to stay there.
Wow.
I honestly, there were no better movies this year.
I think that's the only 2020 movie I've seen.
I think, yeah, my top three right now are that, Shirley, and Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always, which is pretty good. All of those were pretty good, but like not normally. Like,
how do you see? Do you set your all-time, your top, your?
Oh no, I'm just making a list.
Oh.
I'm my top three. Did you see Palm Springs?
I did see Palm Springs. It was fun.
Yeah, I really thought it was fun. To Five Bloods.
I still haven't seen that.
I started that, but I
really held off for a while, but I really enjoyed it. And then I think maybe like The Invisible Man, or
I liked it. It was fun.
Bad Education, with my boy Hugh Jackman again.
I downloaded that. I haven't seen it.
It's good.
The Social Dilemma. Did you guys see that documentary?
I was too scared to watch it. I was like, I want to still like social media, so I'm not going to watch this.
It's a good documentary.
Here's the thing, is that I know TikTok is rotting my brain. I know this, and I'm not going to stop watching it. Like, I can't at this point.
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
That was great. It's just like a full addiction I can't curb, and that's fine. Okay, probably.
That's like the only I haven't seen. I've seen like shitty like shit, just like shit with Corey like on Netflix that's come out, like just shit, like nothing good.
Let's hop over to Sicario.
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched this today.
Me too.
And it was a lot. It was obviously amazing. Everybody did a great job, and it was like fantastic and gorgeous and engaging, but like also really dark and upsetting.
It's like I was so surprised at how disturbing the violence in the movie was.
Yeah, dude.
Like I didn't know they were going there. Like at the dinner scene at the end where he kills his two children and his wife and makes him like finish his meal. I was like, I did not know we're going there.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it.
Well, even at the beginning, like all of the bodies in the walls, it's just like
Yes.
disturbing.
That was like actually scary.
I thought Emily Blunt did a really good job in it. I feel like I didn't really like A Quiet Place that much.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a better performance from her. And
See, I like in this movie back. I'm surprised no one's made the comparison, but to me, it's kind of like Silence of the Lambs. Have you seen it? And I'll explain myself. Because it's like Jodie Foster and Emily Blunt both give that kind of like subtle, kind of quiet, central performance, and they're like stuck in a male-dominated field as they're both kind of pushing them aside, and they're the ones who are really there trying to get actual shit done, and who are like really devoted to their job, even though like society is telling them not to. And the climactic like battle in the end of both movies is shot in night vision. So
oh,
Damn,
That's
you're blowing my mind.
that's an interesting parallel. I would have
and
literally
honestly, the Benicio del Toro character is like some of his quotes I could see Hannibal Lecter saying.
Oh, totally. I mean,
I can
like
see both of those characters saying each other's dialogue.
super dark, tortured characters, just different, I guess, motivations and like
Mhm.
personality types. But Benicio del Toro also does a fucking amazing job.
Yes.
He's like, who is that guy in who is that Anton Chigurh? Who is that?
Yeah. From No Country.
Um,
Oh, Javier Bardem.
Yeah. It's like him.
I didn't know you were asking for acting name.
yeah, I think they have similar vibes in general.
Yeah, they really do.
I don't know. I really like Sicario. I feel like I'm still processing it because I watched it this is watching it for the first time.
Wow.
But I always get worried with like military movies or like military adjacent movies that it's going to be like too glorifying. I guess like The Hurt Locker didn't really do that, but I mean, I think that what was the other one? Zero Dark 30? I think Zero Dark 30 definitely did. That's just kind of Captain Bigelow's thing apparently. So I think like I get worried that that's going to happen, but like obviously I feel like this really wasn't that kind of movie, and it didn't have that kind of like overall message.
I definitely didn't think it was glorifying it because I think the message of the movie was pretty hardly anti all the shit that's happening, because like the final scene of the movie is showing you how the war is affecting just like a kid's soccer game, and it leaves you on that note. So it's kind of like a sour, depressing thing, like, oh, this is happening now, and people are really having to deal with this like in their everyday lives.
Yeah, I think they said that there's some quote, I don't know if it was Roger Ebert or some other fucker, but they were like, it's hard to make an anti-war movie because of that thing where it's like, it's so hard to make a movie interesting without glorifying it. And that's like an impossible line to ride, but I think Sicario definitely did it really well. And also because of military, in order to use the military's equipment, they need to approve your script. And like, if you say anything anti-military, they're not going to let you use the military shit. And that's a proven fact.
That's interesting.
Facts by Graham.
It's true. And it's like the CIA has like ultimate final cut over the film if you use any of their shit. So it's like,
that's fascinating.
Yikes. Yeah. So
I don't like, I'd say that, what am I just going to say? I lost my train of thought. No, I got it back. I think that like the general, not necessarily the message, but like the ideology expressed in Sicario is like incredibly relevant.
Yes.
Like right now, I feel like because like I don't know, with the audience as a stand-in for Emily Blunt's character, it's like I feel like constantly in politics, like in international politics, we're feeling like this pull of like knowing that there's something immoral happening and that somebody is telling you that it needs to be happening, even for this like greater good or whatever, even if that greater good is like so out of reach and so like abstracted. But like knowing that there's really nothing you can do about these like injustices, which I feel like right now is like obviously super relevant because of like fucking still kids in cages at the border. Like this is a huge part of our world right now. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
My throat got so dry from that.
Yeah, it's I haven't seen it since it came out. But
Did any of you see the sequel? I've not
sequel?
watched it yet. Oh yeah, Sicario: Day of the Soldado.
Did
It's like
Dennis direct it?
no, Denis didn't do it, but Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro, they're in it.
Oh,
It came
Wow.
out 2018.
how
was
about
it
that?
good?
I didn't see it,
Oh,
so I was saying if you guys did. But like Emily Blunt's not in it, which is good because I think they wrapped her character's story up really well in this movie.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm taking a U.S. and Latin America class, and it's similarly depressing in that ideological sense, where it's like, oh, like we're going back to the beginning of this country, and it's all shit. Like America just like stole a bunch of land and killed a bunch of people, and we've been doing it to every other country ever since. And it's like really incredibly depressing because you can't do anything about it. And it's like Democrat or Republican, like the Republicans just do it outright and they brag about it. And the Democrats are like, we are going to reverse the actions. And then they just do a different name and they do the exact same thing. And it's really depressing. And now we're talking about like, we're in the drug unit and like the drug trafficking unit. And yeah.
That kind of sounds like an interesting class.
It's depressing. It's really depressing.
I imagine so. Our relationship
cool
with
class.
Latin America isn't awesome. It hasn't ever
Bad,
been.
really bad, really bad.
That sucks. I'm excited. I'm doing an East Asian arts class.
Ooh,
next
I'm doing
semester.
a Buddhist art class.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
I know. I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done my global perspective yet, and I feel like I was saving it for something interesting.
I think that is my global perspective for Latin America.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. That sounds about right. What else we got on Sicario? Anything else? That's all I got.
The border scene was cool.
Oh yeah, I actually think you brought up a good point because I think it peaks in the middle of the movie with the border scene. I think that's the best scene in the movie.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I've seen that critique, but I still think like the dinner scene at the end really hits it home.
Yeah.
No, I'd agree. There's so many all the scenes are pretty interesting. It's I don't know. It's more like, I guess, structurally complicated and like maybe a little overcomplicated than it needs to be. But I guess it's complicated subject matter. So like, I don't know.
Right. I think the first time Daniel Kaluuya was in anything big.
Dude,
Get Out.
He needs to be in more things.
Yeah.
He's so talented.
Definitely. No one saw Queen and Slim last year. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Nope.
So
I
good.
did not. I was gonna code that, and Whitney sweeped in.
Fucking Whitney. She's coded like 20 films, or like maybe 50. It's like a huge number.
She said she was coding 8 a week. Monster.
Like, fuck you. Fuck you.
I'm
on the leaderboard though. I'm on the leaderboard for Catch. We're for our internship.
Yeah, I saw you on the leaderboard. That's very.
I haven't coded a movie in probably 2 weeks, and I'm on the leaderboard.
For context, Reid, we are in an internship where you just literally have to watch movies and then like plug them into a thing, and that's probably as much as we can say because it's not launched yet and we signed NDAs.
Oh. Top secret. I won't tell you.
Kind of top secret. What was that? Yeah, I like it's just it was good. It was good.
I like it. I'm glad
I don't think I'd watch it again.
Oh, Sicario? No, too depressing. It's a downer.
Yeah. It's a bummer. It's just
institutionally, it's like, while Prisoners was like what the man, it's like man versus self versus man versus other things. Like big things like institutions, like the institution of drug trafficking.
Wait, the guy who's in it who plays the dude that Emily Blunt like almost fucks.
John Bernthal.
Yeah, who's in The Walking Dead.
Yep.
He's just like, I saw him in it and I'm like, he's gonna be a bad guy because he always plays bad guys in every single movie. Which I feel like is an unfortunate typecast because it like spoiled that twist for me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, I thought he was gonna be a bad guy until he like got introduced. at their table, and then I was like, oh, so he's a good guy. So then when he dropped that bracelet on the table, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
it worked for me.
Even when they're like, oh no, he's fine. I'm like, nope, I still don't believe it because like he has a face. He has an evil face, and I don't trust him at all ever.
You can feel it. It's the vibes. You get bad vibes.
People have said he's like a super nice guy, but I don't buy it. Why would they just keep casting him as villain?
That's gotta be so sad. I had a roommate, my sweet mate Sam, my freshman year. He looked like he was 40, and he was like balding and like had a huge beard, and he was a theater major, and they said he was typecast as a villain, and he was like legitimately depressed about it. And like he would cry like in the hallway and be like, I can't get anything but
but he got cast in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But nobody thought he went there. Like nobody thought he went to Emerson, and so he'd be studying like in the student lounge, and like somebody would come up to him and be like, you need to leave, like you can't go here.
That's so mean.
You can't be here. And he's like, I'm going to go to school here.
He did. I remember he like freshman orientation. He like came into our suite because we just were like having people over every night back in the days when we could do such a thing. And either you or George brought him up to our suite, and like he came in and we were like, what's this 4-year-old doing here?
But then there actually was like a 25-year-old. There was a 25-year-old. He was black though, who came in, and he did not go to Emerson.
Yeah,
that's a whole other story.
That's a story for another time. Let's hop over to Blade Runner. No, Arrival.
Arrival.
Yeah. I fucking love Arrival. I think it's a really amazing movie.
Me too. It was like, I think it was the first Denis Villeneuve movie I've seen, and it was really, really amazing. And I think the writing was especially amazing because it was based on a short story, and so it had like solid, like the twist was like really, really solid, and it wasn't just him being like, kooky me.
No, I mean, and the we just read this script for my script writing class, and it was like it's really like tight and like solid, and it makes me upset because it's really good. I love how I can't enjoy things. I have to just like be like, why am I not like that? You know?
Yeah.
But, like
everything like just is like, I'm never gonna make anything as good as this ever.
Yeah. But like it was a fun read, and it's pretty much exactly what goes on the screen, which is cool considering it's like an adaptation and he didn't do the screenplay. But I think it did a really good job of like employing enough of like a disconnect for you to really not get that twist was coming until it actually came, and it was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like it's super believable, and it's an awesome movie. Amy Adams is a treasure.
So good. And she wasn't Oscar nominated for this, which
She
I'm
wasn't?
still pissed about. No, you know who got in over her? Meryl Streep for goddamn Florence Foster Jenkins.
I've never seen Florence Foster Jenkins.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone has. And Amy Adams gave one of her best performances.
Yeah, Meryl Streep has like 30 Oscars. She can stand to lose one.
Right.
Fuck you, Meryl Streep.
Well, now Amy Adams is like the most overdue. I think she's been nominated 6 times. And
She deserves it. She's a fantastic actress.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Amy Adams movies.
The Oscars honestly fucking suck. Like
Yeah,
after like 2016, and it was like that whole debacle. Like that was my last thread to the Oscars. I was like,
The Oscars are still like,
what the
just
fuck?
because I'm a movie fan, they're like my favorite thing.
Oh, I mean,
Oh yeah.
But hardly do I agree with them.
I don't believe them, but I watch them.
Last year I agreed with them for the most part.
Oh yeah, because Parasite won.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a good.
Yeah, that changed the game.
Yes.
But the year before that, Green Book won, which was an odd turn of events.
Yeah. Fucking Green Book. But yeah, Arrival. It was. I mean, Roger Deakins again. Like.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Actually, it was not Roger Deakins.
Really?
Surprise! It was. His name's like something like. I forgot the guy's name, but he's the first African American to ever be nominated for Best Cinematography at the Oscars.
Oh fuck yeah!
Wow,
that's awesome.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, But no, I
thought it
too
was
thought it was
Roger
Roger Deakins. I looked it up
I
after I finished
completely
watching.
thought it was. I mean, Blade Runner 2049 is, right?
And
Yeah,
Prisoners
yeah.
and Enemy.
Yes.
Right?
Not Enemy,
is-
actually.
Oh.
Not Enemy. But Prisoners is. Prisoners, Sicario,
Get
Blade
it
Runner
together,
2049.
Graham. Jeez.
I just didn't even look at his IMDb.
Some podcast host over here.
We're factually inaccurate over here.
It's so expansive, like the way it captures. Again, this is probably more in the cinematography too, but like obviously Dennis had something to do with it. But like the way it just like captures expansive space and like shapes and lines in a way that's like, I don't know, just the composition of everything was amazing, and like the what's it called?
Geometry.
Concept design.
Mise en scène?
Shut the fuck up. No, like fucking the person who like designs the ideas. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I literally cannot think of
The ideas.
I'm literally going insane.
Which ideas?
Whose ideas?
Where do the ideas go?
And where do they come from?
Into the movie. I mean, this is how
The
I
director?
No.
The writer?
I'm just thinking of the word writer this whole time. That'd be great. Okay, I'm not gonna think of this anyway.
Okay.
Somebody email me or DM me on Instagram if you know what title I'm thinking of.
Production designer?
Creative director?
No, it's not production designer, but it's like something with that. It's like the step before that.
Before?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just going insane. It's okay.
But Stella, I want to ask you a question about Arrival. Have you ever heard of the Kuleshov effect?
Yes. I'm well versed in the Kuleshov effect.
Reid, are you familiar with the Kuleshov effect?
Are you gonna play out a scene from the movie right now?
No. It's just a bit because in film school, like pretty much every professor will make you watch a video on the Kuleshov effect at one point or another.
I thought it was the thing that where you like if you learn a language you can like
no.
Oh no.
I thought it was a reference to this. I was like, okay,
No.
do the full scene.
No, so in short terms, the Kuleshov effect is just like basic recontextualizing a pre-used like scenario. So like it in the case of Arrival,
Showing the beginning
like, entire,
scene.
Yeah. You're seeing like the entire first half and not knowing that
Right.
was before
Right.
her daughter was born. Basically,
Yeah.
It's Hitchcock invented it, right?
Yeah, he did it. Well, really, it was Anton Kulichev, wasn't it? Or it was something.
I thought he pioneered it, but it wasn't like an actual thing that people were like, "This is a thing that you do."
Yeah.
And Hitchcock was like, "Kuleshov did this thing."
He did it where he was like he showed the face and he was like a man with a blank expression and then like a soup and then the man and everyone's like, okay, that guy's starving, like he's a good actor. And then they showed him with a woman and he was like, oh, he's horny. Like what a pervert.
Yeah, I've seen that random clip so many times and I don't know why.
It's so bad. But like it's true.
But it works really well in Arrival. I like how it's used to like,
oh yeah,
I don't know. And again, like I think Amy Adams does a really good job of playing that middle ground where she could be either of those like scenarios, and like it makes sense that it's the other way. And like I don't know, it's satisfying to reach that conclusion. I feel like.
Yeah, I also like the linguistic aspect, like the exploration of like language, and just like that whole shit. Like I love that.
Also, and like I feel like a realistic scenario of aliens landing on Earth. Because like I feel like a lot of movies are like, oh yeah, either we'd like bomb them immediately or everything would be fine. And I think like realistically we'd be like, oh, don't worry, don't panic, everything's okay. It's just aliens, and then we would definitely bomb them eventually.
Yeah.
Which, like, I hope aliens don't land. I feel like that's just so much extra work we gotta deal with. We got enough
That'd be
problems.
horrifying.
That'll be our December event.
Maybe they could solve our problems though.
Right, like
God.
they do in Arrival.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think that like the communication, like how like I think there's an old folklore saying that was like, if a lion could speak, you couldn't understand it, because it's like they don't know anything. We're like, our realities are so different, because like a lion's like a fucking lion. He's like, I gotta get food. I gotta fuck this lioness. What's a female lion?
Yes.
A lion.
Lioness is correct.
A lioness.
Side note on Arrival, when we were going through the script, I realized, so like, I guess not necessarily an error, but like in the part of the aliens' judgment, I feel like they kind of overlooked the fact that they gave the humans like the technology and the formulas and everything, but they only gave Amy Adams' character like the power to see through time or whatever, like just her. And then so everybody just thinks she's crazy and she can't tell anyone. Kind of a flaw in the whole plan they had there.
I definitely watched it as like I finished it and it was like it comes off as like the regular lady Amy Adams saves the entire world. Like she's the one who gets this like big mystery and knows like the leader of China's wife's dying words or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, good for Amy Adams in this.
I just feel like if the aliens really wanted to help, they could have like kind of shared the wealth a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Aside from that minor complaint, I think it's a sick movie, and the score is amazing. The visuals are amazing. There's like I wouldn't say it's like a perfect movie, but like technically, it's very impressive and like it's very concise and like very perfected. Like you can tell.
I think it's like the pinnacle of his work, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I might do Arrival. We'll get to this later. But Arrival objective best, but Prisoners subjective best. But we'll get to that later. That's a tease. That's a tease. That's a tease. I'm sorry. I'll cut that. I'll cut it. Okay.
We've gone a while on time. Let's hop over to Blade Runner.
Okay, so I've got a hot take on Blade Runner. I don't like it that much.
I haven't even seen it.
Love it.
I like the original. I like the vibes.
I
still need to see both.
I love Blade Runner 2049. I think it's so good.
I'll sort of describe why I don't like it, and then you can counter me, and then I'll be like, oh, you're right. So personally, I felt like it was a little indulgent, just in general, where it was like, he's finally got a big budget and a big IP, and he's got Harrison Ford, and he's going all in on the gels, if you catch my drift.
Oh yeah.
And like, it was beautiful. It was technically like, holy shit, this cost a lot of money, and like a lot of hard work went into this, and I totally appreciate it, but it just wasn't. And I do like the vibes, don't get me wrong, like the future neo-noir, like Denis Villeneuve like vibes, like fuck, sign me up. But I think it kind of his core of what made like Arrival and Prisoners so good, I feel like was a little diluted by like the big flashy IP, and like it's Blade Runner, man. And yeah, but like I liked it, don't get me wrong.
I think, okay, I also saw this, I think I didn't know it was him when I saw it, so I wasn't comparing it against anything, which I feel like did help my viewing experience. Also, I think that I totally see where you're coming from with like the indulgence. I think like, but like what you said before, I think it's like he wanted to settle into like sci-fi neo-noir, and like he wanted to like really exploit all of the staples of the genre and like max them all out to like a serious extent, which he absolutely did. But like, I mean, the visuals are fucking amazing. Like they're so crazy, and like again with like the expansiveness, and the sound design is bonkers. But like, for lack of a better term, bonkers.
Bonkers.
But I think I don't know. I feel like I've talked about this before in the podcast, but I really, really like sci-fi movies. And Arrival does this too, but like sci-fi movies that aren't about the sci-fi thing and are about like the human element. And I think that like the original Blade Runner did this, and I think that Blade Runner 2049 did it in a similar way, but not about the same thing, which I think is really impressive when you're doing a sequel. And I like how like they didn't, I feel like they didn't rely too heavily on Harrison Ford, or like I guess there was a bit of like intertextual, like masturbatory, like, oh look, this is the same hologram of the girl from the original movie, but like it was like it still felt like they were adding enough like new content to like the universe or whatever, like to where it felt like it was original. And like basically the whole storyline's like fully like hero's journey, like an epic saga. And the ending is, I like the ending a lot. And I think Ryan Gosling does a pretty good job.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's immature of me to like it, because I know that like the reasons that I do like it outweigh the reasons I don't like it. And because I only saw it once, and it was like after a big binge of Denis Villeneuve. And so I was kind of just worn out, I think, because like you describing it makes me want to see it again, because I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like you should see it again, mentally like separating it from, one, it's hardcore fans, and two, other movies of his, because it definitely doesn't tonally fit into all of his other like filmography. And fucking people who are like, I really like, it's my favorite movie. And like people who like try to do like neo-noir stuff all the time are like genuinely the worst, which is a generalization, but it's also true. But I think like, I mean, I like neo-noir a lot, and I think it's like a very fun pursuit of the genre. And it's just like, I don't know, it really relies on emotions pretty heavily, which is cool for like a relatively hard sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I like your description of sci-fi, where it's not about the sci-fi, it's about the human people. Mm-hmm. And also combining that with neo-noir, because I wrote down that Prisoners was like a neo-noir, but in like a different neo, like in a neo, like Brick. Like ever see Brick?
And not see Brick. It's Brick.
It was like some guy,
Rian Johnson movie.
Yeah. Who did it?
Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
I thought you said Dwayne Johnson for a second. I'm like, no, that's Rock. Wrong substance.
But yeah, and it was like neo-noir, and it was like low budget, and it was like indie, like, you know, like, yeah. And it was like, it was neo. But
I just took a shit in here. She's literally hotboxing me out.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, dude. Look how guilty she looks.
Fucking disgusting. But yeah, I do like Blade Runner 2049, and I definitely do think it settles into that sci-fi genre. And fucking beautiful. Roger Deakins, did he do this one?
He did. Yeah.
Yes, he did. Actually, Roger Deakins won his first Oscar for this movie.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a shame that that's his first.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But then he won again for 1917.
Nah. I didn't like 1917.
The best thing about it is the cinematography.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's a oneer. We're doing a one-shot, guys. Right. Hey.
I've heard mixed things on that one too. That like some people love it, some people hate it.
Yeah, it's like the same people who say Blade Runner 2049 is their favorite movie say that 1917 was really good.
Yeah.
They're like, they did it in one shot, man. Did you notice? They didn't cut?
Did you see it? They didn't cut. I'd say we can probably leave it at that for Blade Runner. It's good. I think it's a great example of like how a sequel can be good. It fucking failed in the box office though. It did really poorly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I haven't seen it yet, but I feel like Blade Runner is the perfect franchise for Denis to hop onto, because like the first one wasn't a success either, and it like kind of got this cult status, and it is like that neo-noir movie or style where I feel like he'd do really well in. Like if he was doing like a Marvel movie, then I think he's officially sold out. Or like Rush Hour 4.
No, you're absolutely right.
But Blade Runner feels like a good franchise for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
And
like,
Dune, hopefully.
yeah, we'll see. Dune's gonna be crazy. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. So let's do our objective best, because I want to change mine. I wrote down Prisoners in our notes.
Yeah, for
but
objective, I said Arrival.
yeah, objective, I'm going to agree and say Arrival, and Prisoners is my subjective best.
I'm saying objective and subjective Prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. It's hard. Prisoners is up there. I'd say Arrival is just like, I guess more dazzling. So for lack of a better word,
It's got a little moxie.
It's got moxie. But it's just like, I don't know. The mood is, I guess, I'm more drawn to. Subjective, I'd say Blade Runner, but that's just me. I wouldn't say it's his best movie. And objective worst, Graham said Blade Runner.
So yeah, I did say Blade. Yeah, no getting around that one. But I want to rewatch it. I'm optimistic. I'm open-minded.
Yeah, you should rewatch the original Blade Runner and then 2049, because I feel like the comparison, it holds up in that
Didn't
realm.
Ron Howard direct Blade Runner? Who directed Blade Runner?
Ridley Scott.
Oh.
Not Ron Howard.
Yeah. Ron Howard's a wacky choice.
Have you seen his master class?
Dude, no, I don't watch master classes.
But have you seen like the ads where he's like, this is what we in the business call a 2-shot. It's shot, reverse shot.
I feel like master class is a waste of money.
They're a ripoff. They're awful.
I
have never gotten one.
No, me either. I get the ads though. It's like those and Trump ads is all I get. And like Ben Shapiro's sister.
Oh yeah.
Literally all the time. Fucking classically Abby. Like, here's why you should be a conservative woman. Abby.
But Reid, what's your objective worst?
Objective, I'd probably say it paints with maybe Enemy, but subjectively, sorry guys, I'm saying my least favorite's Arrival.
Ooh, that's valid.
See, like I just watched it today. I rewatched it, and it on the second viewing, it kind of lost a lot of its, I don't know,
It's moxie.
Yeah. It was like it wasn't as great the second time around because for a majority of the movie, I kind of felt it was repetitive. Like it's just her going in the spaceship like repeatedly. But no, I still love the movie. Twist is great. Like the final act, I think the final act, the first act and the third act are both great. I think it gets a little muddled in the second, but I really do love the movie. So
yeah, I think that's valid. And I mean, fucking movies are subjective. And like we joke by saying that there is an objective best for anything. This is just our compilation of what we think are objective factors. I think film at the end of the day is literally always going to be subjective. And I think there's inherent value to anybody's opinion.
And that's the beauty of movies.
Yes, exactly.
Write that in your comment app.
I said Enemy because I've never watched it and I cheated.
Yeah, but I agree. Enemy is really weak.
Know.
It's really weak.
Yeah, I cheated. I said Enemy. I'm standing by it.
I dug it. It made me feel smart. So I was like, oh, yes, the spiders are a metaphor for women. I was like getting into it. But
did you see the Chris Stuckman analysis?
Yes, that's literally the one I watched. And I was like, okay, they represented women.
Wait. I need to find this picture of Chris Stuckman. You've probably seen it. But I need to share my screen for a second.
This is my Zoom call. I don't know if you can see.
I like Chris Stuckman.
Share screen. Oh, host disabled attendee screen sharing. Stella, can you I'll send it in the chat maybe, or can I do it now?
Co-host. You're the co-host now.
Okay, share.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Oh yes.
That one.
What's the context here?
He grew up.
I know exactly what this is from.
He grew up in like a black neighborhood, and he's like, "Yeah, all my friends were black, yo."
I know.
And he's like, I'm not racist. Here's proof.
Or no, the best part about it is it was in his Get Out review where he featured this photo.
Oh my God, that's awful.
He said, growing up, I had a lot of black friends, and then put up this photo.
Oh, dude, don't be that guy.
Yeah, so
Oh
that's
my
Chris
God.
Stuckman for you.
It also looks like
I
he's
do enjoy him,
photoshopped
though.
into that image.
Yeah, he does. Easily
He's like
croppable.
not like interacting with anybody physically. He's just like off to the side.
It looks like they were taking the picture and he's like photobombed it where he's like, oh.
Right.
I'll need this picture for later.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'd say, what do you guys think that he's trying to tell us overall? And keep in mind, he doesn't really write most of his movies, except I think, did he write Enemy?
No, it's based off a book.
Oh.
Yeah, so what is he trying to express through his, I guess, directorial lens?
I would say like delving into human suffering and sort of like what just kind of battering like the story of Job. I don't know, but like he just like
Bring
shit
it back
getting...
to the Bible this episode.
I've never read the Bible. I think I've talked about the Bible too much on this podcast because I've never read it, nor do I care to, honestly. But like it's just like, especially in Prisoners, just like seeing the worst sort of reaction to events and delving into that, the Carl Jung shadow, just like the all awful aspects of ourselves that we all have and we can never get rid of it, and we every time we make a decision we have to choose like which way to go. And yeah,
That was well put.
thank you.
Reid, what are your thoughts?
It's definitely not going to be anything that profound.
Just go ahead, word vomit.
But I don't know. He just has like a really grim outlook on life, I feel, which is like isn't necessarily how he wants you to think of the world, but it's more like he's just preparing you for it, I feel, which is like back to Prisoners, where it's that one quote, pray for the best, prepare for the worst. And that's really, I think, the common theme throughout all of his movies.
I like that. That's definitely like not what came to my mind, but I definitely think that's valid in terms of like exploring the darker side of humanity, I guess. Like the potential that humans can inflict pain on one another. I was saying, like, I just think all of his movies really focus in on like a tortured protagonist, but like specifically a protagonist trying to figure out what kind of person they are. Like not necessarily like in terms of like aesthetic identity or like individual identity, but like moral identity of like trying to figure out like are you a person who would do this thing? Which is like, I think at a point in everybody's life, a question that you have to ask yourself. But it's this pivotal moment in each of these people's lives where they have to confront the darkness inside of them, inspired by like these dark external forces. So it's just like really examining how people react under circumstances that make them ask that question.
And it's interesting because I think in all of his movies, his characters have good intentions. And like in the beginning of the movie, they're all good people who just found themselves in a bad situation that really showed their true colors. Except for like the only exception I can think of that, I haven't seen Blade Runner, but like Arrival, to an extent, she kind of stays a good guy throughout. But
yeah, but I mean,
she's
like,
breaks
also
the law pretty heavily.
She's still in a position where she could have taken an easy way out and not fought against like what she's being told to do.
Right, because the government was telling her to like pack up and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're all leaving because China was going to bomb them or whatever.
Yeah. It's all just like people exploring their moral cores, I guess. And I think that's an interesting kind of lens to focus a character study in on, especially like they're all fictional characters. So like kind of creating a world to like bring these emotions out in somebody who doesn't even exist. That's a really cool thing to do. That's all I got.
I have one more question before we end.
What you got for him?
Stella, do you have any deep, dark, dingy, fun facts about Dennis?
You know what? Guys? I have a moderately interesting fact. I couldn't find any seriously fun facts for this episode. However, I did read that he decided to go into filmmaking because of the effect that watching Blade Runner had on him, like the original Blade Runner. I think that's really cool.
Wow.
Is that he got to direct the only sequel to the movie that inspired him to get into the business, and that's
really cool.
all anybody could ever
poetic.
hope to.
Yes.
Poetic. That's really, really sick of him.
I think
badass.
the hockey fact is really fun too.
Yeah, I mean, of course. But like, also, I just feel like that's standard, like, because if you live in Canada, you play hockey.
Right.
That's like TV guide material. Like, he used to play hockey.
That's some Jeopardy shit. Alex.
Rip.
Side note.
That cancer. Well, they say that if you live long enough to get cancer, that's a success.
But like, some people get cancer at any point in their life.
Amy Adams' daughter in Arrival.
Yeah. Is that a real saying?
Yeah, I
thought so.
I don't know many cancer patients who would adopt that sentiment.
Yeah, I feel like cancer.
My uncle had cancer and he's young.
So you just refuted your own claim.
So he's directing Dune coming up. The trailer. Yes. I haven't even seen the trailer yet. I should.
Either of you seen the original?
I have not.
No, the David Lynch one.
Yeah, it's crazy. So fun fact about the original Dune, he submitted the script to the I forget what company did it, but they wanted it made. They had him write the script, and he like gave them the script, and it was like fucking like 90 pages, like standard to like short. And they were like, okay, perfect. It's gonna be super basic, like super tight and normal. And then that movie ended up being like 3 hours. He's insane.
Yeah.
So, like that movie's crazy. It's really hard to sit through. It's enjoyable if you like David Lynch and Kyle.
I've heard it's really not good.
No, it's not.
But Kyle MacLachlan's in it. I love him.
How could you not? Have you seen his TikTok? No,
he has a TikTok?
Yeah, and it's the most wholesome thing in the entire world.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
He replied to one of my tweets once, and that was like that's all I needed.
Oh, that's a highlight. Felicity Huffman once commented at me on Instagram, but now she's in jail for that college scandal.
Why did she comment at you on Instagram?
Because I said something.
Was she like hottie?
Or no, I said something about Desperate Housewives, and she said, "Love to see it." I was like, "Thanks, Felicity," but she is in jail now. Or well, she's out, I think.
Wait, can you elaborate on your love of Desperate Housewives before we wrap up the show?
Sure. So, well, it was like back when it was originally airing. Like I know it ended in 2012. That was like my weekly show to watch with my mom. Although I should not have been watching it at that young.
No.
There's a lot of thematic elements that aren't fit for like a 6 to 8 year old. But I recently rewatched the show, and it's just like genuinely really good. It's like I think the characters are great, the situations, it always stays original, and yeah, I like it.
That's like
It's
only seen
that and Breaking Bad, which are
I still didn't finish Breaking Bad.
It's good.
Here's the thing
Really
is that I'm never like in the mood to watch it because it's so good. It's just so depressing.
And it's so long. Yeah.
Yes.
And you're making
so
a
dark.
commitment.
It like doesn't make me feel good.
It kind of feels Denis Villeneuve-ish.
A little bit,
Breaking
yeah.
Bad.
It's just
Denis Villeneuve-esque.
Yes.
I think I'm still in season 1. I've been watching it for like several years. It's just one of those things I haven't been able to do it. But yeah, I've only watched like clips of Desperate Housewives, but I thought it was like unironic, and then I found out that it was like satire.
Yeah.
I got a lot more respect for it.
Well, it's
I've
like
never seen it.
It's kind of like making
yeah.
fun of soap operas. It's like a
Yeah.
soap opera like setup, but like if it was done really actually well.
Yeah, I kind of fuck with that. I mean, so is Twin Peaks to some extent.
Yes, and I actually I finished the first season. I didn't the second, but I liked what I saw.
The second season, did you watch some of the second and then
I
you're
like
lost?
got barely into it. I want to go back and rewatch it so I can see like the new season they did.
The new season
really
is
good.
just the best thing I've ever seen on TV.
Yes.
But I have a Twin Peaks tattoo.
Oh.
I guess it's a tattoo reveal to our audience because we don't ever do video podcasts. But yeah, it's amazing. Dive back into it. The second season is really bad in the middle, and then it gets better at the finale. It's just shit you got to go through. But yeah,
I plan on watching it.
Anything else you want to go over? This podcast has been running almost 2 hours.
That's insane. I love him. I love Denis. Love him. Love him. Love him.
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy. He gets a gold star.
Okay. So in that case, I'd say we can wrap this shit up. Wait, we didn't really talk about Dune that much. The actual movie that's coming out. Hold up. Stitch this back into when we were talking about Dune.
Okay.
When is it coming out? Because it was delayed, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was definitely supposed to be.
I think it's next December, maybe, or October. No,
December
it's
18th,
next
2020.
Oh, 2020.
That's not true. It's October 1st, 2021.
What? What are you gonna do for a year?
I love how angry you got.
What?
It was supposed to be December of this year.
Yeah, I don't know. If you look it up on Google, it still says that in like the big box in the top. I don't look past that.
What happened?
This little thing called coronavirus.
Well, did they shoot it already? They have.
Yeah, they did. It's just like a struggle with like movie theaters aren't doing well right now. So it's kind of hard to find a way to make money.
By releasing a big blockbuster movie like Dune. That's how you get people in the theater.
Right. But they tried it with Tenet, and that kind of blew up in their face.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm not going to go to a theater right now.
Did not like it. Did not like it.
I'm just.
Well, somebody should leak it so that the people who really want to see it should see it, and then the people who want to see it in a theater can go to it in a year.
Calling all people working on Dune right now, you should leak it. Be a homie.
Yeah, come on, do us a solid.
But Timothée Chalamet's the lead, and he's fine.
I feel like he peaked already in Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah, even then, I think he's
I can
kind
agree
of a
with that.
actor.
Yeah.
He doesn't have much range for me.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's kind of just doing the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be at least visually stunning, if nothing else.
Oh, definitely.
I'm excited to see it. I think it'll be enjoyable.
Me too.
When it comes out in like 4 years.
Eventually.
So let's wrap this bad boy up. You can follow me on Twitter at stella.drews and Graham on Twitter at.
You can follow me on Instagram.
On Instagram.
At F_Instagram.
Wait, I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to redo that whole thing. We'll cut that out.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
You can follow me on Instagram at stella.drews and Graham at
F_Instagram, GRAHAM.
Oh, that's clever. And
and you can follow Reid at
Reid_Forman.
Yes.
Amazing. You can follow Pods on Instagram for more updates on our podcast and podcasts like ours at pods.emerson and on Twitter at podsemerson. A huge thank you to Reid for coming on this podcast today and being a fan in general.
Thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Of course. One of our 5 fans that we have. It's very exciting. Dude, wait. Side note, a lot of viewers in Russia right now. Not sure why.
Really?
Or listeners, I suppose. But yeah, so that's fun. So
shout out Russia.
Yeah, shout out Russia. Hello to all of our Russian listeners.
Let's drink some vodka.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
start catering to him.
This episode
Or
is
just learn
sponsored by Grey
Russian.
Goose.
But yeah, so that's about it for today.
Yeah. Oh, also, we're gonna
Oh.
cut this. Reid, we say goodbye at the end of every episode. Oh
We
no, you
do
know
a
this.
countdown.
You watch it. Okay.
Yeah. We do a countdown and then
Yeah, because you never see this part where we count down. We go,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.
Okay, so
Yes.
Okay.
bye.
Bye.